everyone, I'm Carey Pena, and this is a Good Morning Sunshine Mindful Moments. With us in studio today, Jesse Holland, the founder of Made to Move Performance and Nutrition, and I have to also say, a good friend of mine and someone I've worked out with over the years. Thank you so much, Jess, for coming in.
Thanks, Carey, for having me on.
I wanted to talk about the way that you approach training, because it's unique. You focus on target-specific movement. Can you tell people what that is?
We work with all demographics of individuals, and how we approach an individual's program is going to be based upon what their targets and goals are. How much time we have with an individual, and we would then create the workload, the work effort, the work intensities to see them achieve their goals in the time that we had.
Do you think that's a mistake that a lot of people make, is that in fitness there's not one size fits all? So what might work for a 60-year-old man is not necessarily going to be the key for a 25-year-old woman?
100%. Absolutely. There is not a one size fits all. What works for somebody doesn't mean that it's going to work for everybody. Mm-hmm. And understanding that, I think, is the biggest contributing factor to programming, that each individual is different.
You always encourage people just move, whatever it is. I mean, you're such a compassionate person, and you always, like, no matter what level someone's at, you just want them to move. So if someone's watching today and they're in a rut, or it's like post-COVID and they've just had a really tough time. We do a lot of reporting on this show about trauma and, you know, kind of how our spirits have gotten crushed a bit. What's your advice to people to get started?
I offer a free fitness class Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. to open community to just get people to move. I was speaking with Brandon on my way in, and he enjoys moving on a tennis court. Others may enjoy moving in a swimming pool, hiking or biking or running. Whatever that is for each individual is what I would say lean into, because movement is what matters, right? Movement in conjunction with a myriad of other things, but if we're not moving, then we're missing a piece to the puzzle.
What have you seen in terms of the transformations mentally for people who continue to move?
I think that the process of training emulates a lot of life, that we're working to challenge ourselves in the training process to see ourselves progress and become better than where we are that day. As we go through life, there's going to be, as we take on a new location or a new space, a new job, a new endeavor, we're always going to have things that aren't going exactly the current that we would like, mm-hmm. right? So I think that mental, it's giving us kind of mental armor, mm-hmm. if you will, to go through whatever life is giving us that day.
Yes. You're speaking my language, the David Goggins language,
right.
Armor your mind.
Right.
And you also do food prep and meal management, and you brought some of your drinks here. Talk about the importance of this in the equation.
Movement is a piece to the equation. Nutrition is 90, and understanding what nutrition works for you is a big key or challenge that I see for people in their journey. At our facility, we have energy cheese, we have collagen boosters, we have plant protein shakes, I have whey protein shakes, I have a variety of choices for people, but and we have prepped meals that are grab and go, so individuals that just finish a workout can grab a post-workout shake and a meal for later to stay on track with fueling their body. What
sort of pieces of advice do you want people to think about when they're considering their meal planning?
Balanced nutrition. Your meal shouldn't be copious in size, that you're getting more proteins than you are fats and carbs. I think that's the biggest takeaway that's mm-hmm. simple.
Yeah, I pretty much cut sugar out, and that was very effective for me.
I love it. I find it, I learned this a while back, and it's just stuck with me ever since the day I learned it, that 100 years ago, on average, the human being consumed 1 gram of sugar. And on average, a human being today takes in 100 grams of sugar. So we are 100 times more sugars than what we did in the past.
So if there's one thing that you say surefire for people, try to reduce that sugar intake. Because carbs, I know, is different for everyone. Like, I know a lot of people were doing keto for a while, but you know, a friend of ours, his wife had a really bad result on keto where it worked for him. So keto can be a little tricky.
Keto can be tricky. If you're not in a state of ketosis, then you're not really going to get the results of the keto diet. And a small amount of sugars will take you right out of ketosis. And if you're not understanding what are sugars, natural sugars or processed sugars, then you will not have the value of a keto diet.
I think that the main thing for people who I've seen find success, including myself, in this world, in your world, the fitness and nutrition world, is what works for you on a day-to-day basis. Because if it is a huge struggle every day, I'm too busy for that.
Right.
So I had to figure out what does work for me, what's easy for me, and I've just stuck with that.
Rituals, habits, and routine. And if we cannot, from my perception and support to others and myself, if I can't maintain it with some sort of comfort, comfort in the continuity, it won't last.
Yeah.
I could do it for 30, 60, 90, maybe a year, half a year, and at some point I'm gonna start to fall off, or not be as 100 as I could.
Yeah.
So finding what works for you, and then consistency is key. Right? Understanding what you're doing and then replicating it.
So before we go, how does it feel? Because you just opened up your own place and you worked really hard to get your own gym opened up, and you really wanted to build a community, not just a gym. How does it feel?
Amazing. I'm very thankful for my partners and the community to have come together. It's been great to see everything start to flourish, to see people getting results in our house, and to see a place that is all inclusive to all individuals.
Yeah, I love that you're so focused on diversity and inclusion. And we talked about David Goggins. I watched an Instagram hit from him yesterday, and he said a woman asked him, you know, when you feel like overwhelmed, like you're not going to be able to do this, what comes through your mind? And he goes, I ask myself, what if? You know, in the David Goggins voice, it's more like your voice. What if I go for it? And you've done that, so congratulations.
Thanks, Carey.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
And where can people follow along with you and find out more?
You can see us on Google. Press the button to come right to our location.
And you're a big influencer, so people can follow you on
Instagram, Facebook. We're on all the social media channels.
Okay, and can I have one of these drinks?
One of these is
It's
for
making
you.
me really thirsty, and I'm assuming there's no sugar in here.
There is no added sugar in here.
Jess, thank you so much. Thanks to all of you for watching.
Thanks again
We
for having me
appreciate you, and follow along with us on YouTube. I'm Carey Pena. Take good care.